Okay, I'm going to do a third video, and this is about finding the zeros for a polynomial that looks like, I've done lost it. Here it is. Okay, so let's say that a polynomial looks like x to the fourth minus 2x cubed minus 16x squared plus 2x plus 15. Okay. So at this point, that's not four terms. We can't factor by grouping. We can't unfoil. So this is kind of a new scenario here. And so what we want to do is, this is called Desmo.com, the calculator. And I'm going to type this function into this particular uh, app, and we are going to see what the graph of this looks like, and we'll even be able to see what the zeros are. Oh, not at. Let's do, there we go. And let's see, plus 2x, and then it was plus 15. Okay. Okay, so I love this app because you can zoom in on the graph and you can see what the zeros are. It looks like it's at -1, at -3, at 1, and at 5. Okay, so there's a degree of 4. So we should see 4 zeros. Some of the zeros could be non-real, and so we might not be able to see those. But since we've got an idea of what they are, then we're going to come over here to this and we're going to do the synthetic division. And we're going to start with 1 because we know that it works. So we write down the coefficients for each term, and then we do that synthetic division. Oh, I don't know why I put a plus there. And then you remember, you leave some space so that you can do your work. Bring down the leading coefficient. 1 times 1 is 1. Add down, and you get a -1. -1 times 1 is a -1. That's a -17 times 1 is a -17 here. Add down, that's going to be a -15 times 1 is a -15, and we get a 0. Okay. And so we know that this is a 0 because it works. We get a 0 at the end. But we also want to take, since it works, we can use these coefficients, and we can use another one of those zeros that we knew worked, -1, and we can do synthetic division with these 4 coefficients. So bring down 1, that's -1. That'll give us -2. -2 times -1 is +2. That's a -15. A -15 times a -1 is a +15. Add down and we get another 0. Okay, so -1 is a 0. So from here, we only have 3 coefficients. And so what that means is our quotient is x squared minus 2x minus 15. We can set that equal to 0, and we can factor that for the other zeros. When you get it to a quadratic, then you can factor it. So x times x gives us x squared. A -5 times a +3 multiplies to give us a -5 and adds to give us a -2. So we set each one of those equal to 0. And we get x is equal to -3, x is equal to 5. Okay, so what this means is x is equal to 1, -1, -3, and 5. And so that means the factored form of f of x is x minus 1 for this one, x plus 1 for this 0, x plus 3, and x minus 5. But here are our zeros, and we can go back to that graph and see that that's true. We've got one there, here, here, and here. Okay. Okay, I hope that helps for finding the zeros of a function.